Earlier this year, DC Comics put out a facsimile edition of Batman the Killing Joke. As far as I know, it's basically the same as the original 1988 one-shot, except there's this updated price and barcode, but otherwise it's pretty similar. This is notable because it has the original John Higgins coloring. John Higgins is, of course, best known as an artist for 2000 AD, and he also colored Watchmen, also an Alan Moore comic. In that comic, he's known to be using very bright, almost luminous colors, and these are also apparent in this. In 2008, Brian Boland recolored it for the 20th anniversary facsimile edition. He, rather than using such bright tones, he aimed for more muted, while still leaving the most iconic brightly colored things, like the yellow shirt and the red hair, and also in the numerous flashback sequences, he opts for it all grey except for a splash of red. I think that creative choice is definitely better than in the original, where the flashback sequences are colored the same as the rest of the comic. Like here, it's still got the yellows and the purples. The like psychedelic colors, I think, do work in some cases. For example, at the amusement park near the end, these sickly greens and purples, I think, rarely make it look quite frightening. But I do understand why some people might like it, and often in some places I feel that the greys and the more muted tones would be more effective. It was quite weird reading this after I had read the recolored version, because it does kind of look a bit off compared to the later recolor. These are done digitally, and Brian Boland also, he said in an interview, he made a few tweaks to the artwork, except I haven't really been able to notice them. To my eyes at least, it looks pretty unchanged. Maybe I should do like a panel by panel comparison, but as you can see, they take wildly different approaches with colors, and I think both of them definitely have their merits, but right now I feel that the more muted colors are much better. In an interview, Brian Boland said he wanted more muted colors, like in Batman Year One, specifically the later recolor for the trade paperback, which definitely does use more muted colors, but it does use a lot bigger. It uses a bigger range of colors than the 2008 recolor of Batman the Killing Joke. In the original comic books of Batman Year One, interestingly enough, the colors are a lot brighter, a lot like Batman the Killing Joke. Interestingly, it's the same colorist who did the brighter colors and the more muted colors. Richmond Lewis did Mazzucchelli's wife. In the trade paperback I have, at the back, it shows you some of the process for the painted colors, and I think that's really cool to see. While I do recommend this deluxe edition, the new facsimile edition is so much cheaper, and I rarely recommend this over the deluxe edition if you are collecting comics on a budget. The deluxe edition, of course, is awesome because actually like half of the book is just back matter, and there are also other Dave Gibbons Batman stories which are cool to read, and just in general the hardcover presentation and the oversized pages definitely make it worth it if you have a bit more money, and I do think I prefer the coloration in this. There is a much nicer Absolute edition that I really wish I had, because it's even bigger than the deluxe edition, but it is a slipcase that includes both the original coloring and the updated coloring and the script, and that I think is just phenomenal, and that, if I had an unlimited budget, that is what I would get. The Killing Joke is definitely one of the best Batman stories out there, and Alan Moore is probably the best writer. So this story, whatever way you read it, it's bound to be good, and it's great because you can read it in a single sitting and it stands perfectly on its own. Some people theorize that it was planned as an ending for the Silver Age Batman, like Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow was Alan Moore's rendition of the Silver Age Superman's ending. I think it does work pretty well as an ending, but I think just as its own graphic novel, divorced from continuity, I think it is at its best. If you found this video to be interesting and valuable, thank you for watching.